this building was built in 1853 as a schoolhouse, and it was one of, oh, I don't know, 12 or something, but then sometimes there were 12, and once there were 14, and then, well, by the time it closed in 1955, there were 4. And in 1955, they built the regular school, the elementary school, up to about a half mile from here on the South Road, and it took over all, you know, because the kids got bused. Right. So this fell to disrepair and was finally given to the society, and the society repaired it. This was in 1985, and in 86 they were ready to be the Readfield Historical Society. These 3 desks here are original to the building.
So these were in the school when the school was still in operation?
Yeah, oh yeah. The rest of them we have solicited from the town because I wanted to redo the schoolroom. And we have enough folks still alive who could guide us in that too. And they were able to tell us where the, you know, how the desks were and where the teacher sat, and you know what that cupboard was for, and that kind of stuff. It was neat. It really was.
What is that cupboard for?
The tin cups that the kids used to drink water came from here, came out of here. Each kid had his or her own name, and then there was a big, one of those pottery things with a spigot that sat on this. I don't think this was here. Sat on this, and then the kids could get water. Because we did not get running water in this whole building until about 3 years ago. And that let us have a real toilet that flushed. So here's our museum. It also used to be a schoolroom. The older kids were up here. We have, and it goes in the vault every winter. It is a wedding gown from 1858, I believe it is, and it was from the Fogg family, big family in town. And it was worn by a whole bunch of Fogg ladies down through the ages. And they didn't have to wear white, you know. And it's just, it's amazing dressing this mannequin because there are so many little hooks and eyes, and this has to be done before that, and God, no wonder they needed help getting dressed. But it's a beautiful, beautiful dress. It's apparently watered taffeta or something like that. And I admit I haven't a clue how to really take care of it, so we're just very nice to it. This is our home and family area, and Victrola, which works, and the beautiful Singer sewing machine, which someone left in the transfer station when it was still with them, and they called us and said, "Do you think you might like this for the Historical Society?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." And all the attachments, sewing machine attachments, were still with it.
And someone put this in the transfer station?
Well, they didn't tip it, you know. They left it hoping somebody would take it, and so we did. It was great. It was very nice. It's not expensive antique furniture.
It's historic. It's
historic, and it belongs, for sure. Our student interns, one picked making this into a uniform room. Mostly he focused on the military uniforms. We have others also, and I think we're going to weave them into it. Summer has run out, and we have to catch up with this either in the fall or next year. But it's, if you'd like to come in, it's a narrow little room. This is it's wool, by the way, a Navy uniform from, I don't want to make a fool of myself here, I can't remember which World War, but it's one of those with the 13 buttons, so the gentleman really had to think about things way in ahead before he had to go. And then we've got I believe it's a reprint of a newspaper article saying in 1941 war declared, and then we have some uniforms also from, World War II, right, World War II. And then the gentleman, the young man who is responsible for this display, his parents, one parent was in the Navy and the other was in the Army, and so they have loaned us, this comes off when we have guests, they've loaned us some of their stuff, which is very nice. And then we just have bits and pieces, and we keep finding things. The war ration books, you know about war ration books, right? Yeah. So we had a whole bunch of those, and we're just making it better all the time. There's going to be some things, Civil War things. We do have some Civil War things. Civil War discharge paper, for instance, and this looks like another one, discharge paper from 1865. So it's kind of cool. And little by we'll be adding more to it.
We're here this evening at the Readfield Historical Society. We're going to be conducting a paranormal investigation, and we have in this bag the audio recorders we're going to use. We have 2 of these small audio recorders. These are Olympus. And we also have 2 of these larger audio recorders, and these are our Zooms. We're going to place them around the room tonight so we can see if we can capture any EVPs.
And I'm holding a bag of balls, toys, and letters. This building was originally used as a schoolhouse, so we're hoping that by putting some of these out, we might get some of the child spirits to interact with us.
So why don't you come along while we place our equipment around the room. I'm going to place one of the small audio recorders on this desk. I'm going to go up to the corner up here. I'm going to place one of the larger audio recorders here in this corner. I'm going to walk to the other side of the room. I'm going to place one of these smaller audio recorders again in this corner on this desk. I'm going to walk back to this far corner. We're going to put this larger recorder in this corner of the room. We're actually going to put it right here on this gravestone. This is a gravestone that actually had been replaced in a cemetery by a big marble stone. And this slate stone was in the upper story of somebody's barn. And they were cleaning out their barn, and it's a really old stone, so they brought it here to the Historical Society just so they could put it on display and have it preserved.
I just finished setting up some toys. We've got a school bus, some animals, and I spelled out the word cat. This is the part of the schoolhouse where the teacher would have stood with the students facing us from this direction. So hopefully this will catch someone's attention and we'll be able to get some responses. Maybe they'll move something. We'll see what happens. I'm also setting up 2 tennis balls here on the podium, and hopefully if a spirit is strong enough, they can move one of these. We'll be able to catch it on tape. Everyone can see.
Hello to anybody who's here in the Readfield Historical Society. We just got here earlier today, had a nice tour, and we decided that we'd like to investigate this location. And by investigate, I mean ghost hunt. We are ZeroLux Paranormal, and we're here to communicate with you. Any spirits that are here who would like to communicate with us, feel free to do so in a non-threatening manner. We'll be nice to you. We'd like for you to be nice to us. Tonight, we're just going to ask you some questions, and if you can, and you want to, go ahead and answer us. We have audio recorders around the room, and video recorders that can capture your voice. It won't hurt you, it doesn't steal any part of you, it just lets us hear you at a later time. Like, we'll be able to play it back and we'll be able to hear your voice. Okay, so my name's Kat.
I'm Jen.
My name's Tony.
We're with ZeroLux Paranormal. And do you have any questions?
I'm wondering if there are any spirits of any children here with us this evening?
There's a flashlight on the teacher's podium between the two tennis balls. If you turn that flashlight on, we'll take that as a yes response, or as a positive response.
Okay, if you're using the flashlight to answer our questions, thank you very much. Can you please now turn that flashlight off? Okay. Thank you. I'm trying to ask you yes or no questions. So you can use the flashlight to respond to us. If you're a male, can you please turn the flashlight on in the next 8 to 10 seconds?
That's easy.
Okay. So I don't want to just assume that you're a female, but you didn't answer that you were a male, so if you are a female and you can manipulate that flashlight, can you please turn the flashlight on in the next 8 to 10 seconds if you're a female?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. 4 seconds, that was very good. Here, footsteps.
Is that in this building?
It sounded like it sounded back there.
And it's still going when we're talking. It sounds like a woman on heels or
Yes,
something.
we did.
Did you hear like a woman humming or something?
I heard that.
I thought I heard it humming too.
Yeah, oh, I heard a motorcycle, but it was in the motorcycle, it was up in somebody in this room.
Yeah.
Or back there, yeah, it was up into my left. It was like a,
Yes. Thank you.
thank you very much. 4 seconds, that was very good.
Right now, Tony's setting up the spirit box with Jen. Or are you just setting it up yourself?
I'm just trying to set up the opposites.
Right now, Tony's setting up the spirit box. We're going to do that. And maybe we'll use some additional tools along with it if we need to. If not, if it's successful,
Okay.
without the extra tools, and we'll just go solo with the spirit box.
Okay, we're about to use the spirit box, and the way that works is it rapidly scans through radio frequencies, and the theory is that the spirits can manipulate the white noise that's generated to communicate.
We're going to try using the spirit box now. We've already turned the speaker on and plugged it in to the spirit box. Now I'm going to turn the spirit box on and get it to start sweeping the channels. Hopefully we can get some interaction with some spirits in here, some further interaction. We've already had some pretty good interaction with the flashlight. Just trying out one of our tools.
I'm gonna put it up so you can see it. Lean it up against. Are there any spirits here with us right now? Please say yes or no.
Yes. Using the flashlight, it said yes.
I'm getting caught with you.
What is the name of the woman that runs this place? That could have been Flo.
Great.
Great. Drake is her last name. That could have been Drake.
Oh, that's exactly right. That makes more sense.
I had goosebumps.
Yeah. Right there with it was a Drake. How many of you are here with us right now?
What was that?
What did that just say? I thought it just said with us. Did it sound like it said with us?
It sounded like two words, but I didn't place it.
How many of you spirits are down here with us, all three of us, right now?
Eight.
That's what I thought I heard too. Did you say 8? If you said yes, can you say it clearer, please? Say yes. I think we should turn that off because it's doing nothing for us.
Okay, we're going to turn the obelisk off. We're going to try and communicate with you in a different way. Thank you for trying.
That is bizarre that it didn't say a single word that entire time. Is that you?
Yeah, I'm trying.
But I mean, in general, we're getting nothing. Like even the noises.
Yeah, no
the
tapping,
flashlight.
no noises, no flashlight.
It's very thin in here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was exhausted, tired, like right up until we started using the obelisk.
And
And
I
now
suddenly got tired. You suddenly are awake.
I feel wide awake now.
If it is children, it is late at night.
I could have sworn I heard a knock immediately after you left.
I thought I heard the shuffling again, but it's different. Hello?
Can you make a knock like this? That's 10. Do you like us being here? If you do, could you turn on the flashlight, please?
This is my chair. Who's upstairs? Who's in the hallway? Who's in this room with us right now?
Is anyone from the Fogg family here with us?
I wasn't counting. I don't know how many seconds that was.
I have another question for you. Can you please turn off the light so I can ask you?
Only moving.
Can you please turn the flashlight off?
On his chair. What was that?
I don't know.
Can you please turn the flashlight off so we can ask you some more questions? In the next 8 to 10 seconds, please turn the flashlight off. Thank you.
Is the member of the Fogg family that made all those albums over there, are you here with us? Are you here with us now? Can you turn the flashlight on or make a really loud audible sound that's non-threatening that we can all hear within the next 8 to 10 seconds?
That
Okay.
was pretty distinct.
What did you think about that?
That was very loud noise over here.
Now, was that within 8 to 10 seconds?
I wasn't counting, but it seems as though it would have been within pretty close to 8 to 10 seconds. Did they come from out there in the entryway?
Yeah. Where did you think the sound just came from?
Definitely out in the hallway.
Would you consider that to be one of the clearest responses that we've gotten tonight?
Absolutely. Very loud, very clear.
Yes. Where did the sound come from your observation, Tony?
From my observation, it came from my right, over there, through that doorway.
So,
somewhere.
to Jen's left.
To Jen's left, yes.
And would you consider that to be one of the most obvious responses that we received tonight?
Yes, it was.
Thank you. And her last name was, the woman that did the albums, her last name was, she was in the Ball family?
Yes.
We've tried several tools to communicate with spirits in the building this evening. The most effective tonight, by far, has been the flashlight. It seemed to know exactly what we wanted to do. It started communicating with us before we actually set down the ground rules. And then once we laid out the ground rules, it continued to communicate pretty efficiently.
What were the ground rules?
The ground rules are, if you want to answer yes, you turn the flashlight on within 8 to 10 seconds. And then, to make sure we know the spirit is actually manipulating the flashlight, we'll ask it to turn the flashlight off again so we can continue communicating within 8 to 10 seconds. In 99.9% of the time, it was doing what we asked it to do. We would also ask it to make some noises on occasion to communicate with us. And it seemed to be doing that pretty readily as well.